Yeah, so we were all guilty of spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on items that we just never used or we didn't need. And sort of going to this image here, this pink, beautiful dog leash. Robin over here has a beautiful dog that it's her child, and she likes to spend a lot of money on her. At least she used to. And Robin would come to our money groups and basically confess to spending hundreds of dollars on dog leashes and collars, believe it or not. I think this one time she was getting ready for a date. This is when she was single. And she thought, I'm going to be a smart cookie. I'm going to go for a dog walk because we both have dogs. We'll spend $5 on a coffee. Done. Well, she decided her dog didn't look pretty enough and needed a new dog leash. So she goes out and spent, I think it was close to $300 on dog leashes just for her dog. So
I have to add, my dog is not very well behaved and very anxious, so I was trying to distract from the bad behavior of the dog. I didn't want to leave a bad impression with my date.
we're happy to say you haven't spent, like, I think in a dog leash in about 4 years.
Exactly, I haven't.
But that's how we justified these things, and I am embarrassed to say that I was the proud purchaser, or not so proud purchaser, of a robot vacuum. Got sucked in on one of these emotional spending sprees. Someone was doing a demo, basically convinced me that while I was away at work, this robot vacuum would vacuum my house. And it was $400, but that was a small price to pay for the convenience of a robot vacuum. Well, it turns out the robot vacuum doesn't work and sits in the closet and collects dust. So again, we all have spending like this. Who can relate to going out feeling like, you need something and you never end up using it? Yeah, we can all relate. And what we're trying to do is say, we've been there, we've done it. There are strategies and tools that you can really start to put in place to make smarter spending choices.
So now we're going to talk about some of the ways we changed our bad habits. And there were three things we really did we developed a system which really helped us get organized and got out of debt. So these are the things we know for sure.
We like to do a little poll when we do this too, so I'm going to get the audience's participation. So I want you to raise your hand and keep it raised. The first question we have for you is, who here can tell me if they know how much they earn, that's after taxes, so take-home income to the dollar? Raise your hand if you know that amount. Okay, great. Now keep your hands raised. Of all those people, who here can tell me if they know to the dollar how much they've spent this month? No. You do. That's a good thing. That was us, except we didn't even know what money was coming in, and we certainly didn't know the money that was coming out. And we had a rough idea of our expenses, but when we asked each other, all right, well, how much are you spending on entertainment, or how much are you spending eating lunches every week? We came up with a figure. Maybe it was a couple $100s, and for every single one of us, it was twice as much as we had estimated it. So we challenge you all to go home, pull out how much you're earning, pull out how much you pay in rent or pay on your mortgage, pay for your phone, television, all your fixed expenses, and then actually compare them for the things that are additional. So that's clothes,
it's
fun money, anything that you're spending on top of your fixed expenses, and see how much you're spending. And it was eye-opening. Like I said, I had $800 in food in 1 month. Andrea, how much did you spend in coffee?
I probably spent around $1,200 a year just on coffee alone. And so that was me going out, probably spending anywhere from $5 to $10 a day just on caffeine.
So that's the first step. You want to know your numbers, okay? Know what's coming in, know what's going out. Then what you want to do is you want to get clear on what you really want to spend your money on, because I guarantee you most of this stuff we're spending our money on isn't really that important in the grand scheme of our lives. So we encourage you to go to our website. We have a tool on there called The Perfect Day. Our website's smartcookies.com, and you can go there and do the perfect day. And basically it walks you through a Friday and gets you to start thinking about what you really value in your life. What do you really want in life? It asks you who you're spending your time with, what are you doing for work, what are you spending, what are you saving for? And basically the idea is you'll figure out what you really want to start spending your money on, and then you can start saving and spending your money on those things. So it's really about aligning your values with your spending.
And the third step, this was really key for me because How many here have gone and put a budget together and thought you were really proud of yourself and you figured, I'm going to budget this month, and you put it together and then you never use it? Raise your hand if you've ever done that. We were all guilty of that. But really what we came up with was a spending plan. We sort of wanted to take the mathematical side of it out, and we really wanted to make it personal, and this really helped us map out what we were spending every month, where we were spending it, and in turn it really helped us decide, okay, well, none of this money that I'm saving up is going towards my goals or the money that I'm spending. So we guaranteed making a plan, checking it regularly. Sandra, one of the smart cookies, she's obsessed with her spending plan. It's amazing. She checks it probably 3 times a week. So
And this
it's
is
getting
something,
in the habit.
This is something that we actually review in our money group every week. So it's how much did you spend? Are you on track to your goal? And we had a really great question. We did an event earlier this week where this woman said, I'm doing that though. I'm tracking my spending every week, but then what? And we said, well, do you have goals? Do you know how much you want to be saving and putting away? And do you know how much you want to be paying for different things? And she said, no, I don't. So it's also having those goals and then balancing against how are you doing and are you on track to reaching those goals?
And the other part about the plan is you'll start to see where you're overspending, and you can figure out where you can cut things back. So the spending plan is basically a nice, pretty word for budget. So we basically want you to come up with budgets.
Yeah, it's just checking it regularly. And then the final point to, getting control of your finances is looking for ways. And this is a matter of sort of changing your mindset. And when we first came together, we had a very negative attitude towards money. We were in debt, no one was paying us enough, it was so expensive to live in Vancouver, and we were just not very positive people. And we realized, we have to change that mindset. We have to look at every situation as an opportunity to save or an opportunity to make more money. And so we did everything like you saw in that clip, from walking dogs to taking additional contract work. I sold my wedding dress after I got married. Anything we could to just make a little bit more money to really finance the things that were the most important to us. So we're going to talk about that. How can you attract more money to your life, make a bit more money in your everyday?
And just finding smarter ways to spend it and save it as well, which, I mean, saving money was a foreign concept to me. I had 2 cents in my savings account for probably a good 3 years. So it was making that connection. So we're just going to run through some really key parts in everybody's life, different lifestyle things like fitness and clothing and socializing, you name it, and just sort of share with you some of our favorite tips on the things that we love.